For more, let's bring in retired Major John Spencer. He is the chair of urban warfare studies with the Modern War Institute at West Point. Major Spencer, you were involved in 2 combat deployments to Iraq. How did the conditions there compare to the conditions the IDF will face in Gaza?
Yeah, vastly different, especially from my 2003 operation to basically overthrow the regime of Iraq. More like the 2008, more counterinsurgency, more guerrilla warfare, more IEDs and asymmetric ways of fighting. Where 2003, the Iraqi military attempted, feeblously to stand toe to toe with the U.S. military symmetrically. What the IDF faces is more analogous to the 2017 Battle of Mosul against ISIS, where a vile terrorist organization has had years to prepare for a defense in the urban area, hoping to use human shields and all the collateral damage as a mechanism in order to stop the operation. It's very unique, but not ahistorical.
Let's dig a little deeper on that. Look, this was clearly, given the scope, a well-organized, well-planned, well-executed attack 2 weeks ago. So you have to work on the premise that they also had plans in place for a phase B, if you will, right? The invasion of Gaza. We've got the tunnel network. We're getting reports of snipers. We're getting reports of booby-trapped homes. What's the best strategy for the IDF if they do go in?
I mean, it'll be a slow, methodical, destructive. I teach this actually, how to, at the division level, how to attack a city that's defended by a defender who's willing to die for us, where some of the other psychological methods of announcing your arrival and things like that won't work. They have to do it very methodically, and it will be very destructive, even in accordance with international humanitarian law. And the IDF will face unique challenges in Gaza that other recent battles haven't. But Hamas has also not had multiple years to, on the surface, prepare for the defense, or be able to develop the military capabilities to resist. I think they might have overreached and thought the IDF reaction might have been like previous limited objectives in the Gaza, where the IDF now states they have a very maximus, like destroy Hamas capability. And you can't bomb, you can't just penetrate a little bit of Gaza, you have to clear urban areas, which is a different operation.
Right, but don't you think, given the scope of this attack and the nature of the casualties, that it was designed for maximum impact and to incite the Israelis to go in?
Right, no, it's a Hamas playbook, but again, Hamas is trying to play its playbook, right? This is it isn't new. It's actually been allowed. The Hamas had this sanctuary deep in under their own 2 million civilian population. I think they thought of a reaction, but they also thought that the reaction would spark this. Again, a part of their strategy is to spark others, the international community, the Arab world, to respond. But they overreached. I honestly think they overreached in the response that the IDF has. And the IDF has something that they haven't had as much of, I think, in the past, which is the political will to accomplish that bigger mission of destroying, not reducing Hamas's military capability. The IDF or Israel can't let Hamas ever do an attack like that, a 9/11. And you can't do that with previous strategies. You have to go in and clear, which I don't know if the Hamas was waiting for, because again, they can't resist that. They can cause lots of casualties. They can cause the IDF thousands of casualties. But again, that's to attack political will, which right now, the IDF isn't lacking the will to accomplish what we think will happen over the next weeks and months.
So let's, in the last couple of minutes, talk a big picture here. Are we really engaged in a proxy war? We've got Hezbollah, which is backed by Iran. We have Hamas, which receives funding from some of our adversaries. And then there's the United States and Israel. Is that what's playing out here?
I mean, I wouldn't say that. One, there's absolutely been a proxy war going on in Gaza and with organizations like Hezbollah, Hamas, and other ISIS. That there's no secret on who is doing that proxy war. It's mostly Iran, who gives Hamas almost all of its military capabilities, to include to do this attack. But to say on the other side that the democracy, like this is a proxy war, us backing Israel. No, it's the free world, the rule of law, the right of nations that is backing Israel. But absolutely, there's been a proxy war going on in this region for a long time, and it's been allowed. Been allowed, especially our treatment, the world's treatment to Iran's exporting of global terrorism.
Just in the final 30 seconds, where do you see the conflict going in the coming week?
I mean, in the coming week is tough as we're trying to de-escalate all the nation states around Israel, because Israel is going to conduct this operation. I personally think whether that will start in the next week, I am not sure. There's lots of military variables, everything from weather to attempting to get the hostages out. But I do really believe the IDF is going to go in on a ground campaign into Gaza.
Retired Major John Spencer, thank you for your analysis.
Thank you.